This is the 2021 Acura RDX. It has a 4-cylinder motor, it is turbocharged, it makes great gas mileage, 22 city, 28 highway. Perfect little mid-size SUV for commuting and getting around. Of course, it has the Acura luxury touches. Believe it or not, it is slower than our Chevy Silverado EV. This has a 0 to 60 time in 6.6 seconds, while our Silverado EV has just a 0 to 60 time in only 4 seconds. That is amazing, 4 seconds flat for that massive machine. More on that later. It gets 22 miles per gallon in the city and 28 on the highway. Great for family trips and commutes. Of course, it is a gas motor, not hybrid, not electric. This is going to be a dependable complementary vehicle to your EV vehicle. If you didn't want to have only EVs, this would be perfect. Inside the Acura RDX, you get a beautiful interior. If you're not familiar with Acura, it has a very seamless display across all of its models. It has a beautiful, handy touchscreen, as well as your touchscreen infotainment center up here. Not bad at all. You have all your safety features available to turn on and off. Those include lane keep assist, as well as rear and forward collision alert. Plenty, and that matches up with our Silverado EV, which has a few more features that you might appreciate. For safety, it has a wonderful ELS Studio speaker system. It sounds nearly as good as our Bose system in our truck. You'll just have to check it out. You'll have to hear it to believe it. It's quite good, and I can't really distinguish the two. Of course, you are going to get tan leather seats and a full sunroof, as well as speakers in your roof. The little touches that really make Acura great that you really can't appreciate until you get in the car. So let's see how this compares to the Silverado EV RST. Out front, the Silverado EV RST. This is the first edition as well. It is a 2024 model year. It has 24-inch wheels up front and in the back. They are massive. As you can see, we have this thing aired down because it has adjustable height and air ride suspension. That gives you this really cool lowrider look, as well as you get to lift it up and hit the trails. It gives you plenty of off-road capability. There's a ton of features packed into this, and it really can't compare to the Acura. There's a lot more luxury features in this Chevy than that Acura, and you might be surprised by it. This truck has a massive 205 kilowatt hour battery pack. What that means is you're gonna have over 460 miles of available range. Some estimates are down to 440 to 460, and independent tests have actually shown this to get up to 460, 470 miles. Of course, those are independent tests. We'll just go with 450 with the GM estimate. It's quite impressive. It holds one of the longest ranges in the electric vehicle pickup truck segment, and it is gonna be one of the most competitive in the entire industry. With 754 horsepower and 785 foot-pound of torque, that's gonna leave you with a 0 to 60 time in just 4 seconds. That's unheard of for a truck this size and this capable. It can also tow up to 10,000 pounds. It has 4-wheel steer. There's not much this truck doesn't have. Starting off on the inside of the Silverado EV RST, there is not much missing that Acura has. The only thing that I can mention is that we are now stepping away from Apple CarPlay. Might be a loss for us iOS users. However, GM promises that their interface is gonna be just as good, if not easier to use than CarPlay. And I've had a few hands-on experiences with this myself. Maps and Google integrate easily. They're perfect. It's really not that much of a hassle, and you can actually map your charging points on longer trips. So it's very useful, and I see GM's thought process behind this. They also have Bose speaker systems, which I mentioned earlier, and it is phenomenal. I'm in love with that. It's very comparable to other top-of-the-line brand audio systems in a Chevy. Of course, you get a wireless phone charger right in here. You also have 2 wired connections for USB-C, as well as a 12-volt outlet. If you enjoyed our review of the Acura RDX and the 24 Silverado EV RST, and you might find them compatible with your lifestyle for his and hers, or hers and his cars, let me tell you why. That's even more complimentary, being a front-wheel drive car, and you have a dual-motor 4-wheel drive set up here. So perfectly capable truck for off-roading, for towing, for working, and you have your versatile daily driver and commuter. If you don't want to be stuck with just an EV, just in case the power ever goes out, or you just want a gas motor car because maybe gas prices drop. This might be your perfect complementary setup. You have both a gas and an EV. Of course, these are 2 different cars built for 2 different purposes. This one's gonna come in at much lower at $29,000. It only has 38,000 miles on it, so it just barely broke in. This right here, on the other hand, is brand new. Yep, it comes in at $96,500. So come by our lot, check them both out. get you and your partner another great vehicle from Everett Chevrolet in Hickory or Morganton, North Carolina. We have quite the electric selection as well as our great quality pre-owned selection. Stop by, we have plenty of vehicles and we're happy to help.